So recently, there's been a lot of talk online around a patent that Nintendo has filed around AI upscaling technology, potentially for something like the Nintendo Switch, as clearly we talk plenty on the channel about how far into the current console life cycle we are with the Switch, and while we don't know when Nintendo will reveal to us what is next and when they will actually do a true successor for this console, it is no secret that they have to become very creative to make games look and run at acceptable frame rates with nice crisp resolution. And AI upscaling may indeed be the perfect way to go about it, and it's actually nothing new because we've already seen numerous Nintendo Switch games use technologies like AMD FSR FX Super Resolution, which is a competitor to DLSS, which is the other prominent AI upscaling tech on the market. And in today's video, we have to break down and discuss why it's being theorized that this patent may even be used for a major upcoming release known as Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, out May 12th this year, and go over what, if anything, this means for Switch titles released today and in the near future, as well as how Nintendo could implement this technology on a broader scale when we talk about things like new hardware going forward. What's up, Nation? If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you join Sunbro Nation by subscribing below, hit the like button on this video if you enjoy it today, and make sure you turn on your bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest gaming news. And as I mentioned, guys, today we are discussing Nintendo and one of their many interesting patent filings. I don't pay attention to a lot of these things because you never know if any of them will ever come to market and to fruition, but this one in particular has some implications with a major upcoming game that I think that we are all looking forward to, which is none other than Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and it will be really interesting to see how Nintendo has advanced this game from what we saw with Breath of the Wild back in 2017, because I think you can still make a case that to this day, a game that was originally developed for the Wii U, and then of course had a version on Switch that launched the Switch system, which is Breath of the Wild, still holds up as one of the technically most impressive games on the platform, all things considered, especially taking into account that it is a true open world experience at its core with very minimal load times, and considering that is all running perfectly on the Tegra X1 that we know and love today in the Switch, it is to me more of a testament of what the team that develops these Zelda games from the ground up at Nintendo HQ can really do with hardware. And of course, now that we are quickly approaching the Switch being sold and available for 6 full years, and it will start its 7th year of sales in March 2023, there's a lot of conversation on whether or not games that come out today really suffer because of the hardware limitations. And while we have no for sure Switch Pro or Switch 2 to look forward to at all, it might make more sense now than ever for Nintendo to really heavily invest into AI upscale technologies that can help assist with rendering things at a more clean looking, high detail resolution without passing on all of that processing power to the chip directly. As you know, Nvidia is responsible for the Tegra X1 that is in the chip, and unfortunately, the big win technology for Nvidia, which is DLSS, is not compatible or able to run on that chipset today, which is why we've seen Nintendo utilize actually the competitor's version of that technology, which is AMD FSR Super Resolution. And while new updated versions of these things come out all the time, FSR 1 is not nearly technically as impressive as what DLSS can do, and now they're on to 2.0 and 3.0 even. Granted, FSR is as well, as that's just how fast all this technology moves forward. It also appears that Nintendo, maybe while partnering with these guys or just creating something similar all on their own, does have a very interesting patent being talked about online that may assist with the better looking images that we should expect to see in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom when it comes out, and even potentially many of the different upcoming unannounced titles that we should expect to see revealed at upcoming Nintendo Direct presentations, hopefully as soon as early to mid-February. That's where I'm setting my expectations for the next event, and many of these titles that we see unveiled could use some kind of AI upscaling technology developed directly from Nintendo. As you can see, the following article posted up over on My Nintendo News that reads, Nintendo has patented improved image processing method possibly for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It would appear as though Nintendo has been looking into numerous different ways to improve the Switch's image quality as the system continues to age. The Nintendo Switch internal hardware has basically remained unchanged since its system launched back in March of 2017. A patent filed by the company in June 2022 seems to go some way to help improve the system's image quality. The patent could be related to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, since one of the investors for it, Akashi Miyagi, who has previously worked as a sub-director with Kentaro, who has a last name I won't try to pronounce, on The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and is thought to play a role in the upcoming The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. The patent is for an image processing method for expressing objects with transparency with a low processing load. So whether or not Nintendo is actually using this AI upscaling technology in a game like Zelda Tears of the Kingdom remains to be seen, as clearly we won't know until the game is actually released and you can look at all of the various different tools that were utilized to make the game run the way it does. It is still, I think, a fascinating thing to see that Nintendo definitely is spending R&D dollars and putting work and focus into making sure that the Switch that we have today, and maybe even something like the Switch 2 could utilize this tech, and maybe it's not for the current gen Switch, that's an entire possibility too, but they are definitely looking into ways to maximize whatever hardware they are putting on market or continuing to support on market, as we do have numerous reports that they are actually ramping up Switch production in its 7th year of sales, as opposed to ramping down, which is definitely what you would normally expect a company to do with hardware that is that aged. And some of that could be tied to that heavily rumored and even leaked Zelda Tears of the Kingdom OLED model that I am definitely expecting to launch alongside of the game, probably a couple weeks earlier, like we've seen them do with the other special edition OLEDs recently, being the Splatoon 3 edition and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And I think that that plays a factor, but it is also interesting to see them make that decision in 2023, ramp up Switch hardware, and then we are seeing all of these telltale signs that they are willing to use technologies like AMD FSR Super Resolution to make games look and run better, and now even potentially developing their own in-house solution for this. And ultimately, all I believe it means for us at the end of the day is that we may get some better looking images for longer on our current model Switch, while we sit and wait and watch for Nintendo to ultimately reveal to us what is truly next in terms of hardware from the big N. But I want to hear from you guys at this point in the video, your personal thoughts and speculation around this. How are you feeling about Nintendo completing its 6th full year of sales in March and starting its 7th full year? Do you think it's just plainly time for something more powerful already, and they're maybe going to stretch the Switch too thin? Do you think that these AI upscaling technologies will really pay dividends for them and allow us to seamlessly navigate through 2023 all the way without even looking at or thinking about new hardware? And do you indeed think that this will be utilized in the upcoming major 2023 release that I'm sure we are all looking forward to, which is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? So regardless of your thoughts and feelings on everything we talked about today, I do look forward to hearing from you all in the comments down below before you leave the video, as I do look forward to getting a back and forth conversation started with you all around these topics. Go watch yesterday's video next if you haven't already, which is on screen right now. Also make sure you like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.